Hello everyone and welcome to the virtual session for ENGR 3360. Today we'll see the BQ8. Question 1. Three projects are being considered here and you have been given values of three projects. So projects are A, B and C, and they have the values as initial cost, annual benefit, salvage, life in years. So project A is having 5 years. I'm sorry. Uh, Yes. So project A is having a time span of 5 years, and project B is having a time span of 6 years, and project C is having 7 years. When each life is reached, the machine will be salvaged with no replacement. At 8%, which project should be chosen? Use the incremental method. So the answer is project B. Let us see how it is. So here you have to calculate the present worth for each projects and from the given value. So let's see for the project A, and similar will be for the project B and C, the solution. So A, you have the first cost, so it's the initial cost, so it should be subtracted, that is a negative value of minus 1000 plus 150 times, that is the annual benefit, 150 times P slash A. The percentage is given as 8%, and you have the n value for A as 5 plus the salvage value, that is 1000 times P slash F, 8%, 5. When you calculate this, you will get a value of 279.55. Similarly, for the case of B and C, you will get a value of 394.99 for the B and 267.60 for the C. From the calculation, you can see that B is more best option than the other two. Question 2. I'll take this question in the end because it's bit complex, and the solution is bit difficult to understand. So I'll take it in the end. We'll move on to the question number 3. Calculate the future worth of a series of 10 annual cash flows, with the first one 15,000 starting in the year and each successive one increasing by 1200. The interest rate is 12%. We need to calculate the present worth. So you have been given the value of n as 10, and you have been given the value of annuity as 15,000. You have been given a value of grade N as 1200, and the interest rate is 12%. So the first thing you have to find is the present worth. Then you have to go for the final worth. So the present worth can be given as 15,000, that is the annuity, times P slash A 12% 10 plus the gradient, that is 1200, times P slash G 12% 10. When you calculate these, you will get a value of 109,054.80. Then the future worth from this present worth can be calculated as present worth times F slash P. The interest rate is the same, 12%, and the time period is same, that is n equal to 10. You get the value as 338,728. Question 4. Donald is considering buying land for $100,000 and the building a hotel on it. Two different building heights are being considered. So here you have two cases, one of 10-story building and another of 2-story building, and you have to get a difference of these two to get the BCR value. Let's see what the question says. Using MARR, the interest rate, that is 8% for a time span of 20-year analysis period, use the BCR analysis. What is the BCR value of 10-story compared with 2? I'm sorry, there is a mistake. It will be compared with 2-story building. So again I'm saying you have to take the difference of these two cases, and the BCR is benefit cost ratio, and we have to get it by calculating the difference or the comparison of these two story cases. So the answer is 1.1, and we'll see how it goes. So again, as I said, it should be comparison of the two cases, that is 10-story case and the 2-story case. And the we have to calculate the benefits first. So benefits can be written as 256,000. So it is 256,000 is the case of 10 stories, that is the annual rental value. Annual rental value times P slash A 8% 20 minus the annual rental value for the 2 stories, that is 70,000 P slash A 8% 20. So I'll repeat it again. So the annual rental value for the 10-story case, that is 256,000 times P slash A 8% 20 minus annual rental case for 2 stories, that is 70,000 P slash A 8% 20. So this will give you a value of 1826150, and it should be in dollars. Now we have to calculate the cost. So this amount can be given as I'll first say the formula, that is 2244,000 minus 400,000 P slash F 8% 20. So this whole is for the 10-story case, minus 530,000 minus 200,000 P slash F 8% times 20, and this is for 2-story case. Now this can be obtained by, you have been given the value for the building cost, resale value, and the annual rental value for the 10-story. So you can get this 224,000 as building cost value plus resale value minus this together minus the annual rent. Similarly for this also, it is for 10 stories, it is again for the 2 stories, that is building cost plus an resale value minus annual rental will give you the value as 530,000 for the 2-story case. When you calculate this, and this 400,000 is the resale value for 10-story case, and this is the resale value for 2-story case, for 2, for 10. I'm sorry, it should be in subscripts to explain, but please ignore the inconsistencies. So this can be obtained as building cost plus resale value minus annual rental. This is the resale value of the 10-story case, this is the resale value of 2-story case, this is the building cost plus resale value minus annual rental, and when you calculate, you will get a value of this, and the BCR can be given as benefits to the cost. When you take a ratio, you will get a value of 1.09, and it is equivalent to BCR 1.1. Question number 5. What does expected value equal to? So it is very straightforward. It should be outcome of A times PA plus outcome of B times PB. Question number 6. What is the name of the document that holds all the information about your project's risk? It is not the risk list, it is not the risk management plan, it is not the budget list. It should be in separate register called the risk register. How many risks should you track on a project? At least 10. Question 8. The tsunami which devastated the Fukushima nuclear facility is an example of a it's known and unknown risk. Question 9. When should you do a risk assessment? It should be considered always, and the answer is continuously. If the Mayans were right, they had predicted that the world should have been destroyed on December 21st, 2012, the end of the last Bhaktan. We should have been doing this as a risk mitigation in December 2012. It is not the investigating in the emergency supplies, parting like crazy, spending like crazy. It should be nothing. It is a risk that cannot be mitigated. Question 11. The Icelandic volcano explosion which shut down the European airspace is an example of a, again, known and unknown risk. Question number 12. When controlling a risk, which of the following is not an option? You have to always replan when you are controlling a risk. You cannot, close the risk. You can close the risk. Invoke a contingency plan. Yes, you can do that. Continue tracking the risk. Yes, you have to do that. Which should not be an option is ignore it. You cannot ignore that controlling a risk. Okay, so we'll move on to the more complex part now. Question number 2. So in the quiz it was not complete, the question was not complete, so I hope the professor will reconsider it. Here it goes. Fred is considering buying a new riding mower. Two mowers are of interest. This is Grass Begon and Monomo. So I'll explain. I'll call it as GBG and MON. At what interest rate, this part was missing in the blackboard. At what interest rate are the two choices identical? Here are the silent features. So you have been again given values for two different cases, and the answer should come around 6.8 percentage, and we'll see how it can be done. So for this we tried to do on an Excel sheet with different trial and error methods for different percentage values, and we need to compare these two so that so that both the choices can become identical, or it seems to be identical. So the first case have a time span of 3 years, that is n is equal to 3 years, and the second is having 6 years. So here it becomes the complex. So we have to reconsider this case, that is GBG case, again for next 3 years. So we'll take the Excel sheet now. So here is the Excel sheet, and you have been given the values as 0 to 6, and the case 1, that is GBG, and the case 2 as MON. Let me take the pen tool, and here this column takes the difference of both, and here we have done some calculation for different interest rates. So we'll see how it can be done. So GBG has been given with an initial cost that is 6700, so it's a negative value, and MON has been given with a initial cost that is of 16,900, so it is again a negative value. Now for the year 1, how you get a value of 2500? So it can be calculated as, for GBG you have been given a value for annual operation cost, that is 1500, plus you have been given an annual benefit that is 4000. I'm sorry, it should not be plus. So you have been given a value of annual benefit as 4000, and minus the annual operation cost, that is 1500. I'll repeat again. the annual benefit for GBG, that is 4000, minus the annual operation cost, that is 1500, will give you a value as 2500. So this will go for the year 1. Then for the year 2 it will repeat again, and you can see that GBG is ending for the 3rd year, so you have to calculate the initial cost again. So how you can do that? So this 2500 will be added to the salvage value, that is 2500 plus 1000 gives you 3500, and this has to be added with the previous initial cost, that is 6700, that is minus 6700 plus 3500 will give you a value of minus 3200. So for the 3rd year you get the value as minus 3200. So again from the 4th year it will start from the it will start for the 2500. For the 5th year again it will be 2500. Then for the 6th year, to make it equal to MON case, it will be 2500, 2500 plus the 1000 gives you the 3500 case. Now we'll see the MON. So you have the initial cost as minus 16,900. Again it is similar to what we have done for GBG. So in MON also you have the annual benefits as and for the year 1 for MON you will calculate it as you have been given with the value of annual benefits for MON as 4500 minus the annual operation cost is given as 1200, so it will give you a value of 3300. So this MON is having a tenure of 6 years, so it will go up to all the 6 years, and for the 6th year you have to calculate as 3300 plus the salvage value, that is 3500, gives you 6800. So this is how you get the values for MON. Now this column, the column E, gives the difference of both the cases, that is MON case minus GBG. So you can see directly, you can just substitute the values and do an Excel calculation. You can see I have shown it here as D3 minus C3 gives you like this. So altogether you have to calculate up to for the 6 years. Now from column G to column L we have taken different interest rates, that is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this is the first initial case, that is MON minus GBG. The initial cost comes to minus 10,200, and it will be common for all the interest cases. Now for the 6th for 6 interest, for the percentage of 6 interest, this value can be calculated as, that is 800 divided by, that is E4 divided by 1 plus 0.06 raised to power 1. I'll repeat it again, or I'll write it here. That is the value for this, that is 754.717, can be calculated as 800, that is this value 800 divided by 1 plus the interest rate is 0.06 raised to power 1. This will give you 754.17. Now the next row, that is 711.997, that will give you 800 1 plus 0.06 raised to power 2. This will give you 711.997. So similarly, you have to calculate all the other columns and other rows for different percentage as well. Don't worry, I'll share this Excel file also with you so that you have the solution. So when calculating all these, in the end you have to take the sum of all the calculated interest, I mean from all the calculated interest for different interest cases, and you can see uh, these are more to be more suitable. This is negative value, but still don't consider it, and the value should be between 6 percentage and 7 percentage. So it has to be calculated as the minimum of these two, that is 68 divided by 68 plus 282 will give you a value as 0.2, and we know that the value should be between 6 to 7. So if we get a value of 0.2, it will be 7 minus 0.2 gives you a value of 6.8. So the final answer is 6.8 percentage. Well, I can understand this. This is one of the most complex solution. It is not the final answer. It is not the final. I mean, this is not the only one solution. It can be more simplified one. So we guys are just trying to simplify it. If we get any simplified solution, we'll definitely share with you guys either through a video session or through a note in the blackboard, or else for the time being this is the solution, and we are in touch with professor as well so that we can get any other solution as well for this complex problem. So I'll just go through it once again. So you have the GBG value, you have the MON value as initial cost, that is minus 6700 and minus 16900 for GBG and MON respectively. Minus 10,200 is the difference of these two. For the first year you get a 2500 for GBG, that is your annual benefit minus the operation cost. I'll write it again: annual benefits minus the operation cost gives you 2500. That is for the first year. Then second year, for the third year the A is closing out, so you have to calculate from the beginning. So it can be calculated as 2500 plus the salvage value. This is the salvage value, that gives you 3500. So this has to be added with the previous initial cost, that is minus 6700 plus 3500 gives you 3200 for the year 3. And 4 and 5 6 sorry 4 and 5 it should be the same, and for the sixth year it will be 2500 plus 1000, that is the salvage value, that is 3500. Now for the MON case it is similar. It is having a span of 6. So for the sixth year it will be the annual benefit, I'm sorry, it will be 4500 minus 1200 gives you 3300, and this 3300 plus 3500 gives you 6800. So that column is done, and the column E is the the difference of the MON case and the GBG case. And from column G to L different values of interest have been taken, and how to calculate for each value. So I'll repeat it again. For 754.717 is calculated as this 800 divided by 1 plus 0.06, that is the 6 percentage raised to power 1, that is equals to 754.717. Next, 711,997 is calculated as 800 divided by 1 plus 0.06 raised to power 2. Similarly, for different cases, for if it is 7 percentage, this will change to like 0.07 for 8 percentage, and so on and so forth. and you can see that these two values we have to take, and it's an like calculation, or like we have to assume that the percentage interest percentage is between 6 and 7, and you have to take the total of all these two for the 6 percentage and 7 percentage. So it is 68 over 68 plus 282 equal to zero point 0.2, and the value lies between 6 to 7. So 7 minus 2, I mean 7 minus zero point 0.2 will give you an answer of 6.8 percentage. So that's it, guys. I know, again I'm repeating, this is a complex solution. If we get any simplified solution of this question, we'll definitely share with you guys. I am sharing the Excel sheet as well, so that it can be helpful for you. So if you have any